Hey friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're back talking about Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 with new secrets and analysis. Mob Entertainment recently shared new official images, and one of them hides an interesting and mysterious detail. We're talking about a hidden, secret code placed in plain sight, but visible only if you observe the image very carefully. And now, the question is, what does this code mean? Is it just an aesthetic detail, or does it hide a deeper message? Could it be directly connected to the ARG of Poppy Playtime? Or does it have a symbolic meaning linked to the story, the characters, or the events of Chapter 5? In this video, we'll do a full analysis. I'll show you exactly where this code is located. We'll look at it together, and we'll try to understand why Mob Entertainment decided to place it right there. As always, we'll explore all possible theories, without excluding any path, narrative, symbolic, ARG, and connections to the past of the saga. Of course, we'll also compare this detail with other clues we've already seen. Because, as we already know, Mob Entertainment loves hiding messages between the lines, and often these small details reveal the most important things. Before we start though, I ask for a bit of support from you. If you enjoy the video, leave a like, because it really helps the channel grow. And if you're not subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel and activate the notification bell so you won't miss any news, theories, or updates about Poppy Playtime and Chapter 5. With that said, I think we're ready to begin. Let's get ready to see this mysterious code. First of all, I want to take a step back and return to the Christmas artwork, the one that Mob Entertainment published a few days ago on Christmas Day. And by the way, get ready, because on New Year's Eve, a new official artwork will also be released. So it's very likely that Mob Entertainment is following a precise path, a sort of trail made of visual clues connected to each other. Now, going back to the Christmas artwork, there is a detail, but that is actually extremely important. Inside the image, we can notice another painting, apparently secondary, but which could actually be a fundamental key. In this painting, there is a word written in runic alphabet. Because when Mob Entertainment uses ancient alphabets or particular symbols, they never do it by accident. If we take these runic symbols and do a transliteration, converting them into our alphabet, the word that comes out is OBTZ. Now, this word does not have a direct meaning by itself, at least for now. It is not an English word, it is not a known word, and it doesn't seem to have an immediate reference. Precisely for this reason, I tried to do some additional tests. For example, I tried using the Caesar cipher, shifting the letters forward and backward to see if a hidden word would come out. But I didn't find anything concrete. No combination seems to give a result. And at this point, a fundamental question arises. Why insert this word? There is definitely a meaning, because otherwise it would make no sense to put it inside a painting, in an official artwork, using even a runic alphabet. It would be a useless effort, and we know very well that Mob Entertainment takes care of every single detail. So the possibilities are different. It could be a secret code connected to the Chapter 5 ARG. It could be a password that will be needed in the future to unlock something. Or it could be a reference that we cannot understand yet, but that will make sense later, when new clues are released. And this is where, in my opinion, the most interesting part comes in. Even if the word OBTZ does not yet have a clear meaning, we can analyze the meaning of each single character, because in the runic alphabet, each symbol had a precise meaning, often connected to specific concepts, ideas, or forces. So maybe we shouldn't look at the word as a whole, but at the individual symbols, one by one, and maybe, by putting together the meanings of each rune, we could obtain a hidden message, something that Mob Entertainment wants to communicate to us indirectly. And in the next segment of the video, we will do exactly this. We will analyze each character, its meaning, and what it could represent within the story of Poppy Playtime. Chapter 5. At this point, we can finally get into the core of the analysis and start examining the individual runic characters one by one. Because as I said before, every symbol has a very precise meaning and nothing was chosen randomly. Let's start with the first runic character, the one that, when transliterated, becomes the letter O. This symbol has a very deep meaning because it is connected to concepts such as home, heritage, and roots. Basically, it represents everything related to origins, to the starting point of something, to what everything comes from. When we talk about roots, we are also talking about the past, about foundations, about something that was built a long time ago and that still has an influence on the present. And this is interesting, because Poppy Playtime is a game that does exactly this. It always takes us back to the origins of Playtime Co., to the first experiments, the first mistakes, and everything that gave birth to what we see today. Then we move on to the second runic character. This symbol is connected to concepts such as birth and growth. Here we are no longer talking only about static origins, but about something that comes to life, that develops, that grows over time. It is a natural progression. First the roots, then birth. It's as if this sequence is telling a real story, a progression. Something is born from its origins and begins to evolve, just like the experiments of Playtime Co., which went from simple projects to something bigger and more dangerous. Then we arrive at the third character. This symbol is connected to concepts such as the fight for what is right, sacrifice, or victory. Here the meaning becomes much more dramatic. Growth inevitably leads to a clash, to a conflict, to a choice. Someone fights for something, someone sacrifices themselves, someone wins, and someone loses. And it's impossible not to connect this concept to what we see in the world of Poppy Playtime, where every character seems to be the result of a battle, physical or moral. Finally, we reach the fourth runic character. This symbol is connected to defense and protection. It's as if, after the struggle, there is a need to protect something, to defend what remains, or to guard something extremely important. Protection can mean many things. Protecting a person, a secret, a truth, or maybe an error that must not be discovered. And at this point, if we put all these meanings together, we can obtain a very interesting sequence. Origin, birth, struggle, and protection. It doesn't seem like a random word, but a real narrative line, almost as if Mob Entertainment is summarizing a fundamental part of the Chapter 5 story through ancient symbols. At this point, we can also try to connect the meaning of these four runic symbols with two other cards that we have already analyzed in previous videos. I'm talking about the card connected to the Fool and the Ten of Swords from the Tarot. If we think about it carefully, the meaning of these two tarot cards perfectly links to the sequence of the runes. The Fool represents the beginning of a journey, newness, the birth of an adventure, and at the same time, innocence and the unknown. This immediately recalls the first and second runic symbols, the ones connected to origins and birth. The Ten of Swords, on the other hand, talks about struggle, sacrifice, and the end of a painful cycle, but at the same time, it indicates the possibility of protection and rebirth after the fall. Here we clearly find the third and fourth runic symbols, the ones connected to struggle and protection. So, if we put all these elements together, we can assume that Mob Entertainment is creating a coherent narrative thread, hidden among images, symbols, and cards. Before closing, I really want to thank you so much for watching this video until the end. So don't forget, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you won't miss any theory, news, or update on Chapter 5. Bye bye and see you soon.